Welcome. Swantje.
Guten Abend.
Guten Morgen.
Yeah, I thought that I come first, that I don't start overthinking.
Fantastic.
There's a lot of fear in my system, and I could see that the fear comes from the thinking.
Wow. Isn't that fantastic?
Yes, and
Oh,
there's somebody who wants to push the fear away, and that makes the fear even worse.
yep. I know that in my own experience. Wow, fantastic seeing, Swantje. Super cool.
Yeah, there's still overwhelming happening when the fear comes. And
Yeah,
there's a movement that wants to go away from the fear.
of course.
So
That makes,
do you think that is okay?
I think that's absolutely natural. I don't know any system that likes to hang out in fear, espe- especially, especially if it's not rational. Let's say, if there was, a lion in the room or a snake or what, even then, fear is already, I wouldn't want to use the word fear for that, because then you just know you have to be alert and you've got to be careful, and you got to see, with the lion is maybe already a bit different, because, whoa, that can be very, very frightening. But of course, every system, every nervous system, if there's anything like that, if we want to speak in these terms, and if we want to speak on this level, tries to get away from sensations. It's a healthy survival mechanism. Now, most of us experience sensations like fear, or that we name fear, that we call fear, label fear, for kind of no visible reason. It's no rational reason. It's like we don't even know where it comes from. So, and there it gets really, really weird for most of us, because there's that feeling in the system, as a freak out or anxiety or whatever you want to call that, whatever you want to label that. But there is no reason for it, no visible, rational reason for it. And that makes huge problems. It causes huge confusions, because otherwise you can deal with it. If there's a snake in the room, it's like, okay, ooh, how do I get out of the room? Or, what can I do? And then it's fine. Then you can move on. But these sensations that come kind of for no clear reason are, it's troublesome for all of us. And most of us are troubled by those sensations. So our systems don't calm when there's actually no reason to be fearful. Yeah, so it's just good to know that, you know. I mean, I can say how my system deals with that. By now, after a lot of practicing and still practicing, it really looks around, is there a reason to be alert, let's say like that, or fearful? And mostly it's not. So that's for sure the first step, you know, just to see if there's something wrong in the environment. And then it's like, oh, wow, something is in the system. It's triggered by, we have no clue, and it doesn't matter, but it actually doesn't make sense. So how can I resource the system in this moment? Because there's actually no need for fear. And then you look, you know, if the body likes to move, if it wants, you know, just taking it to another place, you know, maybe some jumping up and down, maybe some a cold shower or a hot shower, you know, so that you get a felt sense of the body again. Or for me, always a good smell worked. It goes directly into the brain, changes immediately the brain chemistry. So I said, gosh, something, I've got these flowers here, for example. They're just spring flowers. And they're just, something like that, you know, where for a moment, maybe the system gets a different impression. Then the fear might come again. But it's that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then it goes smaller. You know, the distances get smaller until you come into balance.
I have a question to that.
Please.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, to regulate the nervous system and the body, because it's just an experience from the body and not something that is realistic I have to fear about. But when I start regulating, that comes along with wanting a different
experience.
I want to regulate because I want to feel different, and then
of course.
Yeah, and then it gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse when there is not a seeing, a clear seeing that that activation that is in the system actually doesn't make sense. It has to be really, really clear that it does not make sense, that it's maybe old information or from wherever it comes. It has to be very, very, very clear. Because if that mechanism believes that it makes sense, it's not possible to change it.
Yes.
It needs to kind of go through its momentum. It's a funny thing. It's like when children scream. At first they just scream like, gosh, they get killed or something. You've seen that? So, oh my God, it will never stop. And you can do whatever you want to. Sometimes you can't even touch them. But what you can do is make sure that you're there, you're present. And then, when they're done with their cycle, when all the chemicals are used up, then they slow down, then they come, and then they come into your arms. And all of a sudden, something different happens in their system. So it is sometimes very difficult to do that by yourself. I mean, you're very, very lucky that you've worked so much and there's so much awareness about this already. But it has its momentum. So, I mean, for a while, I don't know if it's still true, but for a while I heard that it needs at least 8 minutes for all those chemicals to be reabsorbed, only if the system doesn't reactivate itself. So as you can see, it needs that time. If you can stay present there with it by yourself even, or with maybe another, which could be very helpful, another that knows about this, that could be a possibility. And it is, wow, it's a most radical, very, yeah, how can I say? It's a practice that takes a lot. Yeah, mostly it doesn't go with one time, you know, especially if it's inherited stuff from generations back and maybe from this lifetime. At least that's my experience. There's still stuff coming again and again. It's like, whoa, where does this come from? No clue. And then it's just showing up. It's like, okay, is there something around that, you know, okay, it's not. It's actually all okay. It's as safe as it can be. You never know, but as safe as it can be. So now what can I do? Okay, I make myself a cup of tea. Or I start breathing. I see you're breathing. So if possible, breathing into the lower body, because even that breathing into the upper body then it's just in this area, which can activate the vagus nerve again. So it's like how to get the feet on the ground again.
A lot of, I hope it's the right word, exploration happened in the last month, and that was very helpful for better understanding how the system is working and why it comes with this over and over again, what it wants to see.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 days, no, I have to start earlier. Like, let's say it was a month ago, then the noticing was more in the heart. And then like wie heißt das auf Englisch, wenn da wie so ein neuer Teil angefangen hat, ein neuer Zeitraum? Eine neue Phase, a new phase.
Oh, a new phase, yes.
Started.
Yeah.
And the noticing went with the thoughts and explored and saw that every feeling and every thought and also the identification is just coming up, and
Yes.
and there is a quick grab to think that is me.
Yes, it goes together, huh?
Yes.
Do you notice that? It's like you don't know what is first.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the last 2 days, I could see so clearly why things do happen and happen over again, and I'm very
Yeah.
happy that I could see that. Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful, Swantje.
Yeah.
So, so, so beautiful.
I have an experience. It does not have to mean that it has to be that like that all the time or again. But I noticed when a lot of fear is coming or a lot of thought, then there's something that did not see before, because it's that loud to show up and to say, hey, I want to be seen.
Yes. Yeah. Mm.
And even if I'm happy that I could see, I'm very exhausted, and I didn't sleep the last 3 days too much. It seemed like the life did not let me sleep, that the fear is better coming up, because otherwise I'm so covered up and the fear would not come because my system would not allow.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
No, it's good to see you all and to talk it out.
Oh, it's so good to hear. It's so good to hear. Mm. Is there fear in the system now?
Now a release is starting.
Mm.
I don't know why, but somehow now there is an expression that I could let go right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't happen before, but now it does.
Yeah. You know, it's we see that so many times when we come together, when the field opens up, where we feel welcomed, where it feels safe, where we can share in a space without having to change anything, without having to fix anything, without having to get rid of anything. It just does relax something in the system. That's what I see again, over again. So maybe it's just that it's shared in a relatively safe space where it can be. Does it does the magic. I see that again and again. When it comes out of separation, it's not identified. Doesn't belong to anybody in particular, even though it comes through your system. Yeah. With children, you see that also so beautifully, when they feel totally alone and freaked out and scared and whatever. And you're there until they come into union again. They first have to do all of it, what they do. And then all of a sudden, oh, there they are again. Come right into your arms, into connection, and all is well. So you could see it like that too. Mhm. You wanted to say something.
Oh, yes. Yesterday, it came up that the fear is holding back a lot of energy in the system and making it small. And then I don't know how I went there. I already forgot about it. Sometimes things come up and then they go through and they're away. But then, yeah, but um, then it showed, because I made Byron Katie yesterday, yeah, and I turned the sentence around, what the belief about the fear was.
Yes.
And then it came out that my fear is about spiders, and then it turned out that that spider is life, and that I'm life too, but not only this body, it's the whole life. I'm the whole life. And that was so wow. Yeah. And that was so much more true than having a fear about a spider.
Oh, fantastic. Mm.
And for me, it is it's also important to take the body with in this journey with me.
Of
And
course.
yeah, because otherwise it's only stuck in the head and the body is still doing the thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm. Lucky us, huh?
Yes. And even when there's fear, life is so very gentle with me.
Mm.
Yeah, and put
Mm.
put me in this place where I live right now. It is so very beautiful here, and we have a lot of spiders also.
I can imagine. Mm. It's so good to hear that you have a beautiful place, that you can experience it like that. That's actually the grace, huh? That's the grace that you can
Yes.
experience it like that, in spite of the spiders.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
life is always nice. When it shows a spider, it shows it like how my system can work with it, and it's
Mm.
not overreacting, because when overreacting is starting, then nothing can be seen. Yeah.
You're so sweet. Mm.
Do we still have a moment? Yeah.
Mm. We do.
Could you feel how the release happened?
Mm. Mm. Beautiful. Beautiful to feel. Mm.
I'm very happy that it does it.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, well.
You too. Mm. Bettina.
I'm not so happy with the glasses. Don't know.
You can see why so many people have said, don't think.
But it happened. It happens.
Yeah, but if you don't think, then at least think, don't think.
Yes.
Don't think. Don't think. Don't think. So strong, huh?
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when there is no agenda, nothing to speak about, nothing to want.
Ah,
Little
well,
want to have contact with you. That was only impulse.
yeah.
Now I'm sitting here, don't know, did I have contact? And yeah, all every thought.
Yeah, don't think. There it goes again. Don't think. Don't think. I love it, actually. I love that. Don't think. Don't think. Don't believe anything. Don't touch anything. Don't think.
But what then? The
Don't
question is coming.
don't think.
Next thought.
Then
Next thought.
don't think. Yes. Don't think. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Whatever it is, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Feels like
Say again. Ah,
don't touch it.
don't touch it. Don't touch it. I mean, you can see it's not worth it touching it. I mean, if it's worth it to touch it, then, of course, you have to. But if you really see, it's not worth it, isn't it? I mean, that's my experience. It's not worth it. And then we're just here.
Yeah. Then more
Yeah.
feelings come. Yeah.
Even feelings, don't touch them.
Since it
Thoughts,
wasn't the
feelings.
feeling, it was more sensation in the body. More the body was noticed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, what's left then?
Yeah, let's see what's left.
Ah,
Yes, let's see what's left. Not touching anything. So sweet, huh? Mm. Good.
The start. Thanks a lot.
Judith.
Hi, Meike.
Good morning. happening?
I can't say. I can't say, but it's just the sensations in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly it starts to breathe a bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Also, tension on the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And also a little bit lower by the plexus.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly moving through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just here and curious.
Mm-hmm.
And conditioning, doing. And the hands are off.
Mm-hmm.
And contractions of the body that react.
Yeah. Great.
And at the same time enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mix of all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's also touching.
Yeah.
And there's gentleness here. It is a fine frequency, so I don't know what we are touching.
Yeah. Good that we don't need to know.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to just trust the body
Yeah.
doing what it needs to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it feels like that.
Mm.
And the beauty is I just feel in connection the whole time. Oh, it's touching again. Mm. 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 Deepening. Breath is going to the belly. More inner space is coming. Mm. Here. Mm. Enjoying your company.
Mhm.
Company of others.
Mhm.
Gratefulness is coming.
Mm.
Mm. Not knowing. Ah. Mm. So beautiful that I can't own anything. Nothing. Nothing. Just the look that there is a kind of curiosity.
Yeah.
Forget I can't own.
Mhm.
Mhm. Thank you, Meike.
Thanks, Judy. Mm. Hi, Sylvie. 1 second. Esther.
Hi, Meike. Yeah.
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Good. My system is a little bit stressed, sorry. Let's see if I can't slow it down so well at the moment. I did my bike meditation yesterday. And so that I remember when you saw a picture from my mom as a child and her sisters and brothers. I only could see their pain of not being seen. And you said, oh, I see beautiful, lovely children. And now I see that, it's some nervous connections. It makes you look in a way, like through what kind of glasses do you look?
Yeah.
And I see also from my neighbors, they just can't see it from another side. They can't act from another side. They just don't understand. They just you know, punish and what is it? The English word reward. They look from that side. Where are you? Oh, sorry. Yeah. But it's just not possible to see it other or in a different way. And I also see, of course, how it's here organized.
Yep.
But now, during the bike tour, I felt more compassion for myself and also for the neighbors. But still, you know, something has to end because day after day, only 4 hours sleep is quite making me crazy. Then I thought, okay, maybe I ring the bell and do it with a lot of humor, or then that voice comes, okay, then I will act the same as what I did with my mom. And I'm a little bit afraid, just, you know, going really deep in a narcissistic way of connection. That's not what I want. I try to just live my life here and not trying to get in a fight. And so it was after the bike tour, it was quite calm here and more slow. But then this night it was again, and everything starts to stress. So my mind is very busy to find a way of how to end this or how to connect with them. And in a way, I don't want to connect with them. I just want to walk 100 kilometers away from that fighting way of trying to get connection. So sorry, my mind is busy, my system is busy.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
I would love
right
to
now?
have sense of connection.
Yeah, but you know, we know already when the system is stressed and busy, the mind is busy and is doing all its loops and things, it's not really the felt sense of connections, very, very difficult to get. Yeah.
But there's no other place I can find it at the moment.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Just don't know how to assist.
Just maybe sitting for a moment then.
Oh, okay. Oh, with pleasure. Let's see if that works. Hi, Esther.
Then hide and seek comes in here. And,
hello. 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 Hello.
I hear the invitation and I feel it too, and it's my system is like really relieving. But there's still another kind of invitation, you know. It's possible. So thank you.
Hello.
All those trying to find solutions things.
Hello. Yeah. Thanks, Esther.
Thanks, Meike. You don't have an advice for me with the neighbors?
Send them your love.
Hmm?
Send them your love.
Yeah.
See if it's possible to love them.
Yeah, I see that something has changed here. I mean, when they wake me up in the night, then it's a little like again like this. But when I can see this, that they just can't act in a different way. It's more easy, but still there's that, I have the right for a good sleep in my own house. I want to set my boundaries.
So then you send love to yourself too.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I do. Thank you.
I send love too.
Oh. Thank you.
Bettina.
Come again for short.
Yeah.
Thanks for this exploration, Esther. It shows a lot because it's a theme in everyone, I think, but especially also in here with this how to see that there are habits playing. It's not the person, that's the habit what's playing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The habit
like,
reacts.
Yes,
with
the
a habit.
The habit is a person in a certain way.
Yeah.
The habit becomes the sense of I, becomes an entity in a way. It's it becomes very solid. Yeah. So it's that stepping out of that habitual seeing so that it can be seen as a habit. It's like, oh, wow, as if you watch a movie. It's like, wow, something sees, oh, that's how it moves, how it has formed itself. That's how it has made the habit. That can't be seen from a person. It has to be seen from something we don't really know what to call that. Something that is not attached to it, that is not identified, that is like a clarity maybe, or it's just words are difficult, but it's not a person that sees it. It's something that steps out of that person. Like, whoa.
And in the situation,
call it awareness.
Yeah. And in the situation, up till now, it feels a bit difficult in the situation, but afterwards, it's better to sit with that by my own and let it, how?
See, it doesn't much matter when the seeing happens. It really doesn't matter. Just that it happens is a very, very big gift, is grace, I would say. That it sometimes steps out of that identification and just sees. It's a seeing, call it awareness, that is not identified, that doesn't change or fix, that doesn't have an agenda, that doesn't want it to be a certain way, that is just seeing, whoa, this is how it moves, this is how it plays. Wow. And funny enough, in my experience, and it's something we see so very often, when it is seen just from that, if I say neutral place, it's not the right word because it's full of love. It's not neutral, but it doesn't interfere. When it is seen from that place, quite often something rearranges itself. It's kind of magic, as if that which is so firm and stern and solid as a habit, as a person, as if that can move when it's witnessed from a place that just has no agenda. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
it is, yeah, that but comes from that identity again. Comes from the identity, from the person that wants it all to be different.
Different, yes.
Yeah. And you see that too. You see that too. So sometimes seeing and identity, they can be a bit sticky with each other. So it's, again, by grace, if there's, oh, if it gets a bit wider there, then it's, oh, gosh, that's how it works. And then sometimes it comes together again. So it is grace when when there's space between the habit, the personality, and that which unconditionally sees with its whole heart. It's just with its whole warmth of everything. Just there. Funny enough, it's like as if these habitual conditionings, as if that gives them space to explore something new. Maybe that's what's called evolution, or that's, I don't know, and it doesn't matter. But I can just see when there is no agenda of trying to fix, trying to get rid of, trying to change, trying to manipulate, trying to somehow having it a certain way. When that is not there, something relaxes so deeply into itself that it starts moving and exploring in the most beautiful way.
So the first step is to recognize, is there a wanting or yeah, there is, most of it, there is. That, yeah, hands off.
Yeah, and then, yeah, you know, yes, and then there's so many tools, Bettina. I think Svanti was talking about Katie, for example. You know, when that's a beautiful tool. It's so fantastic to just get it clear and get it focused on one sentence, for example, so that the mind doesn't spin. You know, you write it down, you have your one sentence there, and so, okay, now I go through the whole thing slowly but gently, you know, and you go through it. It's a fantastic method, a helper. And also, I mean, the Sedona method comes to mind, is also fantastic. Could I let go of that thought form, of that idea? Could I let go of it? Would I let go of it if I could? And it does not mean, you know, yes or no. It's just yes or no. It's nothing, you know, it's not, no bargain. It doesn't have to be yes and it doesn't have to be no. It's just, what is it right now? And then you say, when? So, you know, those are just little tools that can be very, and there's so many, many methods and helpers until it gets a bit wider, until it's not so sticky and a bit more seeing can come in.
Yeah,
a bit more
yeah.
stepping
what
out.
I hear, yeah, is this stepping out. That's what I hear. To take,
Yes.
to stop and really somehow step out in
Yes.
which kind of, which form ever.
Absolutely.
Just, yeah.
Yes. It's like, wow, here's something going on, and it's actually not my interest, and I really would like to have a look how it functions. And so let me have a look. You know, it's like years ago, a long time ago, you could take a motor apart, you know. You know, these days you don't do that anymore, but we could put the motor apart and then just see how it functions, and then you put it together again. But you always have a few screws extra. That's how it was with the VW Beetle. I remember that. The men were taking the motor apart and then they would put it together, and there were always some extra screws.
That was it, yeah.
Anyway, and it was still working. It was
Yes.
still working. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe it's the same, you know, maybe there are too many screws in the habit. But it's just that, wow, let me have a look. What is going on there? I'm not doing that on purpose. It happens automatically. It happens by itself. I would never do it like this.
Mm.
And it happens over and over and over again. So let me just stop. Wow. And that to the end of our life. That seems like our path, you know. It's not, some people don't do that. They just go and do what they do and
Fight
pattern,
yeah.
conditioning, so on. They don't mind. It's just going. But for us, that doesn't work. For us, that doesn't work. So we have to look at everything. We have to look at how does it put itself together and create a bit more space.
Mm.
Yeah, and we're pretty good, huh?
Yeah. We try.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I would say, I mean, if I look, wow, we've come a long way. We have come a long way. You know, and if you look how long humankind is on the planet already, you know, we've done amazing in those few years that we are exploring.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So let's keep going, huh? Yeah. You know, and also, I mean, I don't know if it's possible, because when it's so identified, it feels so stuck in itself. But, you know, that kindness towards self, that gentleness towards self, that seeing that if it was up to you, it would never be this way. You know, all these little things that soften the muscles. Yeah, that bring a bit of, oh gosh, I'm not the bad guy here. Yeah, I don't have bad intentions, you know? So if it was up to me, gosh, everybody would be happy. Yeah, so clear, huh? So clear. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and the thought that it's sometime it's finished. It's also a thought.
Yeah. And that's another one. It's you know, I'm always also speaking from my own experience, but it has been very, very powerful on my journey not to believe any thought. Yeah. Those thoughts that feed the spinning. Don't believe those thoughts. Don't believe it. And then, you know, the next step for me was when the thoughts were quieter, then there were still lots of sensations.
Yeah.
And then don't believe the sensations. Don't believe what the sensations tell you. Don't believe it. Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything. And it's a powerful practice. But it, you know, it's not for one day. It's not for 2 days. It's not for 3 days.
Whole life.
It is again and again and again. Yeah. And then there's a tiny bit of a relief sometimes. Then that sense of awe opens up. Wow, who am I actually? Far up. And I'm not the thoughts, and I'm not the sensations.
Emotions.
I'm also not the body. I'm also not the emotions. Even though it's all there, you can't dismiss any of it. And at the same time, that's not what I am. It's, and you can't speak about even that. You know, there's like, what, can't find it. Not possible.
There is some paradoxon in that, but
yes,
you have to experience this through the body, because without the body there would be nothing. So this, I don't know how, but all this seeing is through this.
See, it's interesting because that word nothing is again everything. Absolutely, it comes together with everything. But that what we are is beyond nothing and everything. I mean, you know, even you can't even identify with that because it's not on the sea. Even every word distorts it, disturbs it, tries to put it into something. So it's like that beyond it all, you can't speak about that.
No.
Yeah, and you can't say nothing. It's it's not true.
No, as we said together before, with you, there was the wind and the water and the sky is nothing but nothing, but not nothing. It's water.
Exactly.
Yes, something like that, but no words.
Beautiful. You know, that's why people come up with poetry. To describe that which is beyond everything and nothing. That's why we have these beautiful songs, we have beautiful poetry, you know, we have some people, some speakers that just speak from the heart constantly, from there, you know, when you just feel, just everything relaxes into that. And that is still totally physical, but at the same time, a deep knowing is touched. Something nobody can talk about. It's not in the realm of experience. It's not in the realm of body and mind. It's wow. It's wow. Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inspiring this. So good.
Thank you.
Marina.
Yeah, this conversation's, yeah, thank you, Bettina, for inspiring the conversation. Yeah, there's been so little of that seeing lately that this whole, you know, personality, what did you call it earlier? You know, person, everything, you know, habits. It's just been, it's almost like it's spinning.
Yes.
And the mind is just constantly trying to work things out. And it's the same thing over and over. Around the body and being tired and blah, blah, you know. That's the theme of the century. But it's like, and the body's just getting worse because it's like there's no seeing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, but what a clear, beautiful seeing.
Right, yeah, pretty nice.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. It's terribly painful. Yes, it's suffering. I mean, that's what the Buddhists say. It's suffering.
Yeah.
It's suffering. Oh. Yes. Yeah. Until there's a clear seeing.
And it's that it's like how to remember constantly about that seeing, you know, instead of going into that kind of
Wow, that's so beautiful, that question, Marina. I love it. I love that question. How to be in that constant seeing. That is, that's the motivation. That question is the motivation. Waking up with that in the morning and going to bed with that in the morning. In the morning, in the evening. Sometimes in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at all the seekers and all those companions, comrades, in a way, that are interested in this. Some go into monasteries, some go into caves, some go into the bush, some, exactly with this, how to keep it here. We do meetings or satsangs, or I don't know if this is a satsang, I have no clue, doesn't matter. Definitely not a classical satsang. But, the interest, the interest is for sure, how to stay on this path. Some practice mindfulness, others practice surrender, some do the prostrating. There's everything that one can think of. People came up with to stay on this path, try to stay on the path of clear seeing. Spacing out, spacing in, I mean, just name it, everything. Chanting, meditating, all of it, just so to find peace. And then it seems like that there are few and they're maybe called enlightened being, but even that, you have no clue what those people had to go through. And yeah, our path is this. So, and we're doing our best. We're doing our best.
Yeah, it feels like this is another story from the mind, of course, but feels like I've gone backwards over the years, from
You want to believe that?
Another story.
You want to believe that?
No, I don't.
No. That's very, very good. Don't believe those thoughts, Marina. They don't do anybody good, especially not you. Yeah, don't believe it. Don't believe it. You're on this path. That's all you know, and you're doing your best. That's all. That's all you need to know. And anything else, don't open the door. No way. No way. Mm. 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 See, and then we're just here. Mm.
that word compassion sort of sprung out, then, you know, it's like that self-compassion.
So sweet, isn't it?
Often been lacking here.
It's lacking.
It has
right
been.
now.
Not
Right
now.
now?
Not now, no.
Bring it into now. Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's, we were talking about all those different tools.
Yeah.
Use all the tools you have learned. Everything that came along, you know, on this path of life. Everything you've learned. Just staying here, not touching anything. I mean, all you know is you're doing your best, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Body will fall apart eventually. Just do. We don't know when, we don't know how, you know. I remember my mother was saying, you know, when she came to the end, and she was saying, I wonder how I will die eventually. Maybe I just fall off the chair at one point. It was so sweet because she wasn't sick, you know, she was just old age. So it was like, gosh, but you could see the body got weaker and weaker and weaker. And I was like, wow, interesting to watch that process. Whoever has watched something like that, you know what I'm talking about. It's interesting how that goes. Yeah. So you have no clue. And then all of a sudden it does its last breath. And then who knows what comes after.
Yes.
And all the ideas about it, you know.
Yeah. Like in this personality, there's so much fear around being sick and dying. It's not around death. I don't have a fear around
No,
death.
it's
Dying, the sick and dying bit, you know.
yeah, I
And I
know.
see it. It's such a huge pattern here. I guess it is with a lot of people, but I could certainly see it in my mother. You know, it's just big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The worry. You know, it's like even when I have no reason to worry, I'm just tired. But you know, the worry is
You
and
know,
that's a habit.
absolutely.
Habit.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
this whole thing here is a habit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I guess it would not be here if it wasn't a habit. I'm not sure. But you see, when people go, I don't know if you've noticed that with some people who get quieter and they fall more into themselves and it's more vulnerable. Of course, there's still personality and habits, but it gets much more soft. It nearly, it dissolves quite often. And it comes with old age. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. So maybe it comes for us too. And otherwise, why don't you worry a bit consciously? Just for tomorrow, make a plan. Okay,
Just
all day long, I worry.
worry all day.
I worry. You wake up, oh gosh, I want to worry. What can I worry about? Oh, okay, maybe there's no toothpaste. Oh, maybe there's no water. You know, just do it consciously. Look, you laugh and immediately.
Yeah.
Do it consciously. I mean, you know, I'm just suggesting playfulness in a way. because it becomes so freaking serious, everything.
Yeah.
So how do we bring a bit of light into the habitual personality structure? It believes so strongly in itself, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so convinced of itself.
Yeah, and like sometimes I do worry. I laugh at myself. The
Oh,
other,
far
yeah,
out.
I think I was worried because I was tired, and then I worried because my I think my finger was hurting or something. I don't know. It was just something. It's like, oh, my finger's sore, and then I just started laughing. It's like, oh, Maureen, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's kind of a highlight the day when you start laughing about it.
Yeah.
That's another beautiful method. Could do that too. Start laughing, even if you can't. There are so many beautiful invitations, actually. People have all those explorations and all those little things to support. All those dancing meditation, laughing meditation, crying meditation, everything is available. Everything. Everything. If you can, being serious meditation, not serious meditation.
I'd be serious all day today.
Yes, try to be serious all day long.
Worried. Yeah.
And worried. So it's that being conscious, huh? Being aware of what's going on rather than for me. So shake yourself, maybe, I have to do the same, also shake myself. It's like, come, wake up, sweetheart. Did you fall asleep here? It's like, did you forget who you are? What you are? Not who you are is also a funny thing, because then it seems like it is a person again. Gosh. Look again and again. Am I the thoughts? Am I the body? Am I the sensations? And again, it's not to exclude or to dismiss, but just to have a clear look. What the heck? Not making yourself small, putting yourself into the thoughts and body sensations, all of it. My gosh, we're such multiverses. Man, we are huge creators of all this. And okay, I mean, it's, you always have to see for yourself, so don't believe me.
Believe you.
That's the next thing. Don't believe me ever. I hope I don't believe myself ever.
No, it feels true though, what I hear.
I know you know. I know you know.
And it's, how do you remember? At one point I had a whiteboard and I thought, right, I'm going to write it on the whiteboard. I think I'd listened to Muji or someone, this is the most important thing. I remember a Swami I had years and years ago saying same thing. Remember, this is the most important thing, remembering who you are. But I had it on the whiteboard, but then I never read the whiteboard.
Put little notes into your pocket, have little pieces of, have a little book with you where you write into, which you can open, which is available all the time. Put little notes into your pockets, on the fridge, and on the mirror, everywhere. When you walk along, write in the sand. When you go to the beach, write it over there. It's,
yeah.
Create your own school.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Hmm?
Oh no, great. Just want to add, the other night my mother came to me. I've never experienced, I don't usually see anything like that. And I haven't felt her around all this time, or my dad or anything. And I woke up in the middle of the night and she was holding my hand sitting on my bed and asked how it was. Oh
And
no,
asked,
she said, "Are you okay?"
oh, Marina.
And it was like a few seconds, but it was, whoa.
Oh,
So, I just, oh, yeah.
oh, thanks for sharing that. That is so
Yeah,
sweet.
that depth of love, that she, yeah.
Wow, that's very powerful, very beautiful. Yeah.
As soon as I woke up fully, she'd gone, so
Yeah.
it makes you realize, wow, as soon as that personality ego comes back. Yeah.
Yeah. But the energetic, how it felt. We'll never forget that.
No,
Mm.
very real.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Oh, thank you.
Mm. Esther, are you waving?
Yeah, I have a short question, or about the issue what I spoke in Bettina. I don't know if I have the braveness to ring the bell again with my neighbors. I don't know. There's also a lot of fear, but what I'm afraid for the blaming, all the pointing from you. And there were several moments in my life I had clear seeing, and I said, I'm not a you, you can blame me what you want. But then the guilt feeling came back in my heart, you know. That's
So what's the question, Esther? You
how
said you had a short question.
to not get identified with that. I mean, yeah, the pain is coming from that, you know, that pointing to someone is just not feeling your own pain, or how you want to call the sensations.
So what's your interest?
Yeah, lightness in this. Not wanting to be pulled back in that part.
Okay, then you know what your interest is. Then support that interest. Yeah, come back again and again to what is my interest here? What is my interest? What is my really true deep interest? Everything else you leave, just going with that. Yeah. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. And you know, I'm in the same boat. It's like when it goes all confused and when it goes all emotional and painful, it's like, what is my interest? What am I here for? What do I want? How do I want to live life here on this planet in this moment? What's my deepest, deepest, deepest interest?
It's confusing.
You know, that's how I go about things.
Yeah. But I also remember you often spoke about examples from your life, that when someone wants to go in a direction and then you say, no, I'm not interested, and you just leave, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
then it's very clear where my interest is.
mm.
So I ask myself, what is my interest? Oh, that's not my interest. And I'm going that way. That's my interest. So there again, looking, what am I here for? How can I live my interest? But you have to be clear what your interest is. My interest is peace. That's maybe a personal interest, I don't know, but that's how it speaks from here. So my system does everything for that. And sometimes it gets involved in things where, whoa, it doesn't want to be, then it's okay. No, thank you. My interest is this. My interest is peace. So, but that is for me. You have to find out for yourself.
Yeah. And when my system is in the survival modus, it's just interested in survival.
So there you go. That's how it is. So if that is your interest, then it will be in fight-flight mode.
It is then in the fight-flight modus.
There you go. Yeah, it's good to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that is your interest, then
No, it's not my basic interest, but that's happening.
Oh, so what's your basic interest?
I just want to live in peace and joy and have fun.
Yeah. Mm. See, the funny thing with that is it's wonderful. It's just that includes also everything, you know. If you want to, you just, what did you say? You just want to have, what did you say?
Peace and joy.
Peace and joy and have some fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
lightness.
Okay, lightness, all of that. So, yeah, look, it brightens up your whole being immediately. So that includes neighbors.
Yeah. I know
You know,
somewhere, but it's
that is life. That is life. Life, you know, life just brings everything, doesn't it? Yeah. It's just like that. For all of us. For all of us. You know, we drive the car or bike or whatever. All of a sudden there comes another car out of the blue and oh, what? Don't do that. You know, poof. That's part of life.
yeah. I know, and I see it's so entangled with old habits and beliefs, and I don't want that and not again, and you know, and
There you
yeah, of
go.
course it's a part of life. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I won't go there. But it's just I don't then feel any lightment and so anymore. I'm so hooked in it, and ooh. And of course I go, and you know, I had a lovely bike tour yesterday and spoke a lot of people and it was so joyful. But in a way it's also a flight, but it's just nice to have a resource for my system.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all is well. You know, having that idea that it can be a certain way is a joke. That's not how it works. That's now not how life works. Life brings you everything. It's not play.
I know.
It's not playing. And having a preference, you know, to just want to have fun or lightness or, you know, all that stuff, it will not work. It doesn't work for anybody. If your focus is only on life, you will have everything. If your focus is on including that in which life appears, then you might have also some other aspects.
Mhm.
Maybe. It's just one of those things. If your interest is in livelihood, you will have everything. Everything you're talking about, everything. You know, the more you suffer, the more you can also be happy. That's just like this, like that.
Is that so?
That is so, yes.
But isn't having the interest in what's behind everything, that's also including everything in life, not?
Absolutely. It's just not as attached. Then there's the clarity
Yeah.
of, okay, this is just the movie doing its thing. Life is just doing its thing. It doesn't have to do anything with anything. There's no attachment. Attachment in a way of identification, constant identification. It's just a clear seeing. Wow, whoa, that's a movie. Gosh,
Well,
main
for
act
sure it's a movie.
main actress in that movie. Far out. But then it's seen that everything happens by itself, everything does exactly what it does, and there's no preference in anything. It's not identified. It's not in survival mode. Yeah, then it's just okay. I had 4 hours sleep. Oh, thank you, life, for giving me 4 hours sleep. That is very generous.
Yeah, well, I did. I was, I have a nice bed and a roof,
There
and
you go.
I was going like this, but still, I can lay, just rest, and maybe can make a nice song again about it, or a poem. And
There you go.
I
There
made,
you go.
I wrote yesterday, well, I can't rap, but it just came out my pen, kind of rap about my neighbors, and it was such a, I had to laugh about myself, and
There you go. You're having a lot of fun.
yeah, I'm looking just, maybe it's just a lot of inspiration for creating stuff.
One
Although
day you will buy
I
a
get tired and,
big,
and
one day you will buy a big bouquet of flowers and bring them to your neighbors. And thank you so much. I sleep
maybe.
only 4 hours a night, but man, I'm so creative. Thank you.
Yeah, I get more and more creative. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Maybe I will wrap it once when the text is complete.
Yes.
Just
That
the
would
devil
be
side
wonderful.
of me. I give it a voice, and then laughter came in, and yeah. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Esther. Thank you, beautiful beings. That was fun. Love and peace. Ciao.